We're apparently live!
Hello!
Yeah. I should get my chat up myself. Hold on, that's in its own thing. Alright, we're organised here. Okay.
Yep.
So, phones off, please.
Yeah.
Or at least phones off, please. Though, initially, given that I got the notification at the same time, I imagine that's just telling you I'm streaming.
Yep.
Good. We know we're streaming. Alright, so this is going to be an extremely dull and extremely boring race. But it's one we're probably going to win. We're going to do the Monaco Grand Prix, including qualifying, at ×1 speed. I will do my absolute damnedest to ignore my impulse to press the pause button. Avoid pushing the pause button. We can't make this any longer. I have, however, done the practice section because they take forever, and if we did that at 1 times speed, I think I would kill myself as well. That being said, we actually did extremely well in the practice setup. I actually hit very early on. I hit a high 90 with Schumacher on the first session, and basically used that to try and get back. Couldn't get both to 100. I was really disappointed at that. Anyway, because this is Monaco, we are going to do 2 flying laps, and we're going to go straight out. We're almost certainly going to be blocked by somebody, but by doing 2 flying laps, we're going to be blocking a load of people on our cooldown lap. So, you know, that'll balance out. Anyway, let us go to session 1. And the first thing we're going to do is send Magnussen out.
Off to Monaco.
I mean, we're kind of already here, but yes. Oh, god darn it, somebody got out before us!
Is it Hamilton?
No, that's one of the Aston Martins. It's probably Vettel. And he's slower than us. Even ignoring things, he was slower than us.
This is actually... I did not expect they would actually model the city there.
Well, the thing is, obviously they had the F1 series of games for quite a while, so they had all of these assets kind of made.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that they went into this much detail to, you know, implement them on this.
Yeah.
Obviously it's slightly lower quality because obviously they got things to fill in, but, you know, it's just... It's weird and bizarre.
Here comes the turn.
Yep. The most ridiculous 30-mile-an-hour corner of all time. Mind you, this whole racetrack is ridiculous.
I mean, I think it made sense when they started, and then just...
I'm actually not... I mean, to be fair, I have seen what reports of classic races I've seen. I mean, the classic racetrack as well. This is all cobbles down here, as far as I remember as well, so it was sort of even worse. Oh, dear. The first Grand Prix I ever watched, though, was, I think, 92 Monaco, and it was Senna trying to get past... Mansell trying to get past Senna. Senna's only win of that year because the 92 Williams was ridiculously good and broken and had weird suspension gimmicks. But, yeah, it just proved you couldn't overtake around here, but it was an epic defense, nonetheless. Anyway, we're going to get slowed up by whoever this is. So, Magnussen on his push lap. This might also affect Schumacher, because if we just go back to him... Oh no, this is Schumacher. Where's Magnussen? Oh, Magnussen's behind Schumacher. Whoops. Well, this is not going to go well for either of them. Especially...
I was going to check if the stream is running on the other computer.
It seems to be. Yeah, both of them complaining the tyres are getting warm. That might just be because they're following another car quite closely. Yeah, because Magnus is faster than Schumacher, typically, and Schumacher's definitely faster than this guy, who was in our way.
Yeah, it's running.
God darn you, sir!
Whoever you are.
It's either Vettel or Stroll. Knowing our luck, it's Stroll, but yeah, we're just not... We can get quite close to him, but now, yeah... Alright, well, the good news is we are doing an extra warm-up lap, so hopefully this will all be good. Let's just have a quick look at the map, see where we are. Actually, this will tell us. It is Stroll. We did, however, go a lot faster than 1:12.2, which is quite a good time around here, actually. But now, of course, we're on the cooldown lap, and we're going to go again after this. Because I anticipated that we'd have traffic. I didn't anticipate we'd, you know...
Get out late.
Behind him. Because we're the last garage in the row. We basically just go and we're gone. I'm not sure what the hold-up was. Thankfully, he'll peel off into the pits, and as long as there's nobody else directly in front of us who's going to cause problems, Ocon should be on a cooldown as well, so he should come into the pits. Hamilton's there as well. Just hope nobody else comes out in the meantime, I guess. Well. We're going to watch the ridiculousness of Monaco from behind Magnussen. Or we can do this if we just want to have the terrifying thought of going into every barrier. Alright, let's go. In many ways, it is an absolutely terrifying concept to race around here.
We built these cars for speed. Let's race them around a very tiny city.
We built them for very good acceleration and high speed cornering, and we decided to go here. Also, it's the only F1 event that doesn't pay the FIA to have races here. So, anyway, both of them have gone faster than previously. It's because traditionally all of the deals were struck here, so this is where they do all the financing stuff and whatever else. But less definite now, but...
Yeah.
Oh, god darn it, you're going to get in our way. Get out of our way, whoever you are. Stop weaving. You bastard.
Yay!
I imagine we'll be fine, and we've definitely got enough time for another run after this, but... Did Schumacher get past him okay? No! Alright, Schumacher's lap's massively ruined. Magnussen's lap also ruined. Well, no, 1:11.7. That is an improvement. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah. Okay, 1:11.7 is probably good enough if we're matching Hamilton's pace, but Schumacher we're going to have to send out again. Over there.
Excitement.
Well, absolutely.
Drama.
Real time waiting, because this isn't even the race. To be fair, this is the most exciting bit of Monaco, though.
Yeah.
So if we can get Michael Schumacher within a second of Sainz's lap time, then we should easily be able to crack the top 6-7. Hopefully. I put brand new engines in these cars. I put all of the best stuff we had. They've got the best setup. They've got all the car knowledge, all the track knowledge. And we are good at slow speed cornering.
The one time I was with Monaco with my high school, on our last year graduation trip sort of thing, like just for a few hours, I think we went to a McDonald's that's just above the tunnel there.
Cool.
Of course, went around, went to a casino. People lost money.
You have to. It's part of the experience.
Yeah.
Alright, reconfigure then. So, I don't think we need to send Magnussen out again, so we'll just keep him on the same tyres, and we'll change the run plan to just be the single lap attack. Schumacher might need a run, so he'll do that. And again, we'll just do one lap this time. So the plan now is wait for about 3 minutes and send him out, and hope that we're not behind anybody massively slower than us.
And we need to wait the actual 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, we have to wait until it gets to 3 minutes. We've got 10:42. To be fair, though, we can watch people who are on track.
Yep.
In theory. Should be able to select in. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. So, for mild entertainment, let's watch the person who's just gone slightly faster than Mick.
Sponsored by Android.
Indeed. Well, there's all
this video isn't.
Indeed. But it's all officially licensed stuff, so I think all the sponsor labels are accurate. I haven't actually bothered to check in detail because I've only been looking at Haas, and it's fairly light on sponsors.
F1 fantasy.
Possibly.
This always gets me. They cut the track off just to make them turn.
Yes, I mean, part of the reason for that is if they didn't have that there, they'd be going down into this section, or at least
At full speed.
no. So it's obviously then Bottas there. Unfortunately, he's already gone past it. Which one of the Esteban is that? Gasly or Tsunoda? Tsunoda. So you'd be going down this bit at full speed down to the marina. That is potentially terrifying to hit 200 miles an hour onto a squared off braking point. And given what's there, buildings and things that are in the way, because these are built on top of the buildings.
Yep.
You have to slow them down. You just cannot get around that. Oh dear. Okay, time check. 9 minutes.
Rolex watches.
Indeed. Let's have a look at some stats. Because why not? So current driving position here. Bottas has basically put Alfa Romeo ahead of us. Fernando Alonso is responsible almost entirely for Alpine being ahead of us. We need to be both these teams to get our constructors' position optimal. Basically right behind there. Because McLaren are eventually going to come good. You would think. Lap history. Just comparing here. Green, 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 green.
We need to do to be professional. We need to remember old races and events.
No, we don't. I don't have to be professional. I've already done my memorable moment of Monaco 92, you know.
Yeah.
Which is the only exciting Monaco race I can remember offhand, with the exception, actually, of 96. Because 96 was fun. Basically, only 4 cars registered as finishers, and only 3 cars actually finished.
Did you say at 3 minutes or 3 minutes from now?
No, basically at 3 minutes, because you want to go basically the last set of runs, and since everybody should be going at that point, we just want to time it so that we're not behind anybody, so we're either just ahead of the queue or at the back of the queue. Hopefully we have enough time to make it round and actually set a lap time. We don't necessarily have to do that with Magnussen, because I think Magnussen's going to be safe, at least into the top 15. Schumacher should be, but it's not a guarantee, so he'll have to go out again.
Yeah. And then we have to do all this again for Q2.
Yes, but the second qualifying is only 15 minutes, not 18.
Uh-huh.
And then, if we get through that, and in fact, even if we don't get through that, we have to wait 12 minutes for the final qualifying.
Oh, yeah.
And then, we get to the race.
Which is 90-something laps.
It's 70... Actually, how much is it, Monaco? I think it's 70-something laps, and it will take an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put a prediction in there. There are going to be this many overtakes in the race.
I can't see that, so...
Exactly, I've made my prediction, so feel free to make your prediction.
Okay, I'll write it down somewhere.
Now, we're not counting pit stops for terms of overtakes. I mean on-track overtakes.
Okay.
Because obviously, if you pit, then obviously everybody overtakes you to go past you there, which doesn't really count.
Okay, I wrote it down.
Okay, good. I put 4 fingers up, so...
I'm gonna tell you when or if it happens.
Fair enough. We'll have to try and keep a rough eye on that, but really, it's only going to be counting the position changes at the start, and that might be it. Again, I don't know how well coded this is in terms of things. It might be easier to overtake than officially it's supposed to be, but we'll see.
Do they do the whole pit crew simulation too, or is it just...
Yeah, they kind of do, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
That's been shown when I've done it at double speed anyway, so... Yeah, none of these are actually doing anything here, because this is all cooldown for the final session, so... Alright, let's stay in the pits and look at this. The downside of looking at it from this point of view is... I can't see the people behind, because we're the last garage. And of course, if I go too early, we're going to end up meeting the traffic on our lap. So we can't go too early, but we also don't want to go too late and miss the cutoff. But it's only a 1:10 lap. In theory, we could do it in 2 minutes, even on a sort of warm-up thing.
And yet in Motorsport Manager, they have the courtesy to wait for a few minutes.
Well, the thing is, as long as we start our lap before the timer runs out, we get to finish it.
Yeah.
That's the official rule. So, you know, it's just... we have to wait. Vettel's actually doing a lap. And Schumacher's down to 13th based on current position because Alonso's just crossed the line. Darn it, Alonso's still beating us! Also, I'm depressed at 1.1 second being the gap. I don't think we're going to be quite as high up as I thought. Oh, dear. Well, if we don't get if we don't get a good race out of this one, it's going to be a long while before there's a circuit that suits us again. Singapore, I think, maybe later in the season. Although Singapore, you could in theory overtake on.
It's 3 minutes 50.
Yep. Again, a little too soon. But if you consider it's 1:10 to get round, everybody will come out at around that point anyway. I think we will go at 3, exactly 3, unless somebody beats us out, because we don't want to be that behind them. But as long as there's no movement here, we should be okay. Okay, coming into the pits, 3:15. Alonso's in, okay. Crunch time.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep, I know. Going. Sorry. It was important to leave at least a few seconds, because if we do encounter the other drivers coming out, then Mick Schumacher's lap is ruined anyway. So I'm hoping I've left enough that, yeah, now they're going to start trickling out. Magnussen will go out immediately after the last guy is gone. And then we'll actually start following the runners. Alright, so all Mick has to do is basically... I think if he jumps Tsunoda, then I think we should be safe. Because in theory, the only people he should be able to get ahead of him, really, Norris, Ocon, Zhou, maybe. And they're both a bit off the pace, so... yeah, we could even have probably gone at 250. Okay, once Leclerc yep, just waiting on Leclerc, and then we can go.
And he's fast.
Alright. Go, go, go! Alright, let's watch Schumacher on his lap. And hopefully... yeah, he should have more than enough leeway to not catch Magnussen here.
And Magnussen should still make it to the lap.
We shall see. He should do, certainly. It might be marginal. Okay. If it is, though, I think Magnussen was already safe. At least through the next round.
And here we go. Go, go, go.
Okay, through Sandevot. Up towards the casino. You cannot overtake here. Not if you're anybody.
Mm-hmm.
This is a place people do attempt to overtake. It rarely works. Michael Schumacher is the only person I know to have successfully overtaken here more than once. When, you know, somebody hasn't just crashed into the wall. Jenson Button tried to overtake somebody here. He ended up sideways. I don't mean sideways as in he spun. I mean sideways his car tipped over. This is probably the only place you overtake on the track, but if they see you coming, they can block it quite easily. This is where Schumacher had his horrific accident in the actual Grand Prix this year.
Ah. How well is this game programmed?
No idea. You can overtake here online, you can't do this in real life. And again, nobody overtakes in Sandevot. All right. Schumacher crosses the line in an improved time. Goes to 11th, and he's above Tsunoda. I think that's going to be fine. All right, Magnussen, you are the last driver across, and I don't see a flag, so you actually did make it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, your first sector is slower, but I think you were safe anyway.
What's the whole wavy thing like on the bar, the old
Oh,
hills and dales?
so that's expected traffic. That's sort of the expected traffic bar. So obviously we expect everybody to go out at the end to try and get the most grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what it means in terms of things. All I know is that, we always get somebody who blocks us in the down lap. Alright, 9th and 12th. Schumacher needs to pick it up a bit if we're going to get to both into the top 10, which I did actually put as our target. Magnussen into the top 6. If Magnussen can qualify top 6, then that's going to be awesome for us. But this is going to be on whether we can get Schumacher into a good position here.
Okay, understood.
Anyway. Alright, practice 2. No weather anomalies that we need to worry about. Schumacher is going to start on his 1 tyres because, unfortunately, we only have that set. And I guess Magnussen can do his first run on these as well, actually.
I'm guessing there's a limited number of tires for the whole thing.
Yeah, so obviously some of these get returned at various points. So some get returned during the practice sessions. We get 1 set for the during the race. We get 1 set that'll be opened up to us if we make it to Q3, which is this one.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, these are the tyres we have. So I'm going to make the initial test run on this, and again, 2 flying laps, and we'll see if once again Aston Martin blocks us. Okay, and yeah, it's not too important for this first bit. We're going to again most likely just make our time up on the last run, but Schumacher needs something. All right, here we go. Quali 2. Send out. 1, 2, 3. Send out.
Radio's good.
All right. Here we go again.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. So, 15-minute sessions. This one should be quicker by 3 minutes. And also there should be less people going in our way here.
Come on, get a move on.
No. We go only at this speed.
No, I meant the people in the pits.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they are probably gonna... We might have some blocks here, but this is again where we've done a double lap run, basically. Just because Tsunoda's gonna get in our way. Maybe. We might be fortunate to avoid Tsunoda, but we don't want anybody else coming out route now. Because we will definitely catch them. Just stay in the pits. Just stay in the pits.
Do they actually do this sort of thing to mess with each other?
Officially, you get penalties if you block somebody else in qualifying. Officially. That being said, most of the drivers are quite good about they're on the team radio and know when people are coming, so they stay out of the way.
Yeah.
But obviously, they haven't coded that part of this into the game, so.
Yeah.
All right, Magnussen got a clear lap, and it looks like Schumacher's got a clear lap as well. So, nothing to worry about. Let's see what Magnussen can do. Obviously, he will set the fastest lap time of sectors, which he has done, because he's the only person to have set a time at the moment. He is a 10th and a half above Schumacher. And we need to be in the low 111s to have a chance to be safe of getting into the next session, I think, so...
Mm-hmm.
Let's also make sure there's no weather coming. There's a 5% chance of rain!
Oh no! Means there'll certainly be rain.
By XCOM logic, maybe. but probably not. So now I see 2 tenths down, 2.5 tenths down. Okay. And across the line, Magnussen goes.
I mean, if it's 95% chance, it means it certainly won't happen.
1:11.6 seems good. That should get Magnussen into top 10. 1:12.1, I think. Yeah. So Schumacher's time's probably not good enough, but you know, we'll see what they can do on their second run when they got less fuel. They're carrying less fuel.
We're free. Everyone stop. We're first. Everyone stop.
Yeah, we need a red flag right now. Can I get Schumacher to bin it? Ocon's faster than Schumacher. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be good enough for top 10 for Schumacher, but we'll see. There's still time.
What does track rubber mean?
So as time goes on, the racing line gets more rubbered in, so effectively you get more grip on it because the rubber's kind of left there. It's one of these finicky little things. And basically what it means is there's marbles off the line, and it's much worse to go off of the line to overtake.
Yeah.
But it's effectively how well the tyres... I mean, to be fair, the difference between track rubber and track grip, I don't know officially what they're referencing with that. But, hey. It might mean how quickly how well the tyres are wearing, I guess, but... But anyway, we don't need to worry about that. Magnussen then out. There's a Verstappen right in front of him. But hopefully Verstappen's not going to hold Magnussen up.
They're doing 2 laps. You sped up.
I did. I went into habit. We're going to ignore that. I wanted to see if we would catch Verstappen. If he's on a cool lap, he's basically going to ruin Magnussen's second attempt here. But that's not a major hassle. He's already gone a little slower. Schumacher has improved, though. Yep, Verstappen doing the correct thing eventually.
Yeah.
But I think Magnussen's lap time has been ruined. Let's see how good this is in comparison, and then we'll probably pull him in. Yeah, let's just... Yeah, no sense in finishing the lap. We'll just go for that. Question now is, does Schumacher... That's the second improvement for Schumacher, so he's worth considering. Okay, so go in the pits, whoever this was. Give us the RS. We already had the RS, I know, but you know. 1:12.0. Okay, so that's an improvement. That might matter. Okay, new tyres. And change the run plan to 1 lap. And we're still P1! But admittedly, nobody who was expecting to win this race has set a time yet.
Yep.
It's all good. Yeah, 3 tenths faster than us already in that Sector 1. Good news is, Schumacher could potentially just hold them up. Actually. Oh, I can't hold people up. That might be a strategy we employ in the race, by the way. It is almost time for Monaco Madness. Currently, we're doing the qualifying session.
Yep.
Or at least qualifying 2 currently, so... So both of them have gone out on their sort of worn tyre runs, and again, 1:11.6 is not bad, and Schumacher just outside the 1:11s. That's probably not good enough right now, but hopefully it's a good platform to get him into there, and hopefully at least 10th. Because I put my money on them getting into the top 10, both of them. That may have been a mistake, but it's what we did.
Yep, understood, Mick. And white line.
Yeah, Verstappen just goes a second faster than us. But okay, you voted. I assume it has to be Rue who's voted here. Both top 8 with 1 on the podium. That seems optimistic.
No, I think I did that.
Oh, that seems optimistic.
Oh no, we both voted that. 2 votes.
Oh, you people are insane. But, I mean, the safety car screwed us in Spain. It's got to do something good for us here. Although, weirdly, there aren't that many safety cars traditionally at Monaco. Everybody plays it too cautiously. Because nobody can overtake, the leaders tend to go about 3 or 4 seconds slower than they can actually drive the cars. So...
Yeah.
And focus entirely on just making sure the tyres will last until the end, so they only have to stop the once. Go really, really helpful level once they've pitted, and then that's it. That's the race. Qualifying is the only interesting part of the Monaco Grand Prix traditionally. There are exceptions, but again, traditionally. Anyway, you've gone into the pits, so we're not going to observe you. Leclerc, are you on a lap? Possibly, but I don't think so. Let's watch this. Let's watch this battle. So we have a Ferrari stuck behind Bottas, stuck behind an Alpha. I think that's an AlphaTauri. Yep.
Oh dear.
I hope none of them are on laps. Sainz could be. Yeah, that's Sainz who's actually on a racing lap. Or at least he's on a warm-up lap and just trying to get past things. Oh, well. Perez 4.4 seconds off the pace. The downside is, if we didn't know that they were going to all come out at the end and just get a lap in anyway, I might be excited about this predicament because it would help us. There could be a red flag or something, and something's happened because the game has paused. Oh, that's usually the sign there's going to be an event happening too. So... Alright, let's see what Sainz managed on his first run. He goes...
He's over the line.
11th. With a 1:13. If he stays on that pace, we will beat him. He won't stay on that pace. Oh, hold on. Egan. There's a strategy here. So, if I send out Magnussen with 3.5 minutes to go, he will do his lap, and then he'll be in a position to slow up every car behind him.
Maybe.
It's not a guarantee, but I think Magnussen's safe and through. He may also block Schumacher doing this, but if Schumacher's the last car, he's going to be the least interfered by this. Is it worth you trying to screw up people to get Schumacher through?
Maybe.
Maybe! That's not the kind of thing I ask you about. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's a 1:10 lap, and it's about a 3... So when did we release last time? It was just after 2:45. So...
Yeah.
And everybody else started coming out at about 2:30. So... We need to be on our lap basically before then. So... I think it's almost now. Let's just make sure we got the right tyres on here. Run plan. Why are you not allowing me to do that? Okay, fine. Oh, it might be... yeah, reconfiguring. Okay, fine. Doesn't matter. Okay, so... The question is, how late can we leave it that we're definitely going to interfere with somebody's race here? Because it almost doesn't matter if we screw up Magnussen's last run with this, so...
You have to go 4:10, I think.
Okay. We'll try at 4:10. Magnussen, best of luck.
Because by the time he gets out and...
So he gets out, does the run, and hopefully his cooldown lap ruins other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's say there is. Okay. Obviously, you do want to keep half an eye on other things going on, but yeah, this could be interesting. And then, of course, we want to make sure that Schumacher goes off at about 2:15-ish.
That dot is not on the track.
What dot?
That dot, the Magnussen dot, was not on the track there.
He's found a very inventive line through the back streets of Monaco.
It's hovering slightly above the track.
A very inventive line around the streets of Monaco. don't know if it's actually... I think we should need him to come out a bit later if we're going to interfere. I might be wrong, but I'm kind of thinking that now. Still, it was worth an idea.
50.
Yeah, they need to start coming out now because obviously we need to get past them on our lap and then interfere with them there. Okay, it was worth a thought. It just means Magnuson's going to...
Unless the AI is calculating this too.
Maybe? I don't know. See, they're not coming out now.
Yeah.
I think Magnuson's going to clear them and be not a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess... We might see if I can do some shenanigans in team orders once I've done this. Alright, we'll wait for Hamilton. At the very least, because he's not gone yet. One of the Ferraris. Leclerc, I kind of want to go now, actually, even though it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, going to be fine. Now.
It'll be fine.
It should be fine, yeah. I want to make sure he crosses the line. Yeah, so we're not going to interfere with anybody, really, from this.
Yeah.
Unless I can do something really stupid on his cooldown lap. Take manual control and see what happens. I've not actually tried to take manual control at
Can
any
you
point.
take manual control?
It's what it says. Take manual control. Alright, has Magnuson improved? And ignore. Okay, he did improve. Take manual control.
Okay.
Yes, all I can do is make him go really, really cautious, which he would be doing anyway.
Oh, okay, that sort of manual control.
Alright, that's annoying. Yeah, because I can't slow him down any more than he already is.
I thought they meant like racing car manual control.
That would be weird. Because, yeah, I'd cause an instant now and crash. Alright, well. Yeah, that... At best, we might interfere somewhat with Bottas, but I don't think we are. Oh, well, we tried to be Dick Dastardly and we failed.
I can't do it anymore.
No, well, we tried. So, now the question is, can Schumacher, on merit, stay in the places? It's going to be tricky, because we know Perez, Bottas, Sainz, all probably going to improve their lap times. Hamilton probably as well.
Okay, let's go. Let's see.
Fresh tyres. If he gets anywhere near Alonso's time, I think it's going to be fine. So he needs at least another 2 temps.
I don't think anyone can interfere, so...
No, there's no interference anymore. It's just a case of, yeah.
The
Actually,
AI decided...
I wish
Right.
I was thinking maybe I could send Magnuson out again, but no, the time's up, so it won't let me.
Yeah. He's past the turn.
Yeah, so Magnuson and Bottas are both finished. Bottas did get a massive improvement. Schumacher did not improve in Sector 1. Red flag, I know, we need to sort this out. Norris is finished and he's behind us. Ricciardo's finished and he's behind us, so that's good. But if we assume Sainz and Perez are going to get past us, we need to jump Ocon's time. We have improved, but we need a 10th and a half. 10th and a half, get us above Ocon, and we have both drivers in Q3. Ignore. Come on. Both drivers, Q3.
Come on.
No.
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 Ah.
No.
Ah.
Ah! I've lost money! Ah, a more reasonable vote has taken place. Hold on. There we go. 1 of the points, 1 DNF. That is a more reasonable vote. Oh dear. Well, I mean, we tried that. That is peak Schumacher as well, because he's 100% on all metrics. But
fails.
But fails, unfortunately. It's fine. We will come good in the race. He will make the predicted 4 overtakes that I reckon would happen. And by the way, again, on-track overtakes, not DRS or... No, not pit stop overtakes. Okay. Magnuson then. We will go out on a new set of tyres. And we will go out on a new set of tyres. Start qualifying. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Go back and change this to 2 flying laps again. All right, off we go.
Race check, Kevin.
Radio's good.
All right, can K-Mag... I mean, honestly, he could get in the top 5. 5th is possible. Not likely, but it's possible. If he does finish in the sort of 7th, 8th position, though, that'd be fine. And then we have to work out how, somehow, we're going to get the podium as well as the top 8. Who else has come out? Bottas, Hamilton. No current interference with our race. Oh dear. I remember on the very first Formula 1 manager I ever played was, I think, Grand Prix Manager 2. There was a button which basically said do or die. And all I remember of that button is that pressing it would mean that the driver would crash in the next lap. Every time, without fail, no matter who it was. Also, that game was entirely about stealing technology from the other teams.
Really?
Yeah, that's all you did. All you did was basically did some research, but that wasn't how you improved the car. You got improved cars by stealing the front wing off the Williams.
Like literally stealing the front wing.
Kinda, yeah. Front wing design, anyway. It was simple. Oh, we got a new front wing. We just got the Williams one. Bonk. We have a new engine. We stole it from Ferrari. What?
And it was a sponsored game? Well,
I don't think it was sponsored or licensed or anything. This is the 1990s, early 1990s. It's just, yeah, but it was the official teams and whatever else. It was just, yeah. I just remember that was the only way you kept the car good or won. It was stealing all of the component increase. Because it also told you when somebody had developed a new part. So, if one of the major free teams had made a new development, you went and stole it. And also, that happened to you as well. So it was balanced. But that shows the nature of how the sport was, I think. Or at least their impression of how they thought the sport was. What I'm saying is, we should be allowed to steal the Ferrari. I mean, we got the engine already. It's basically the other bits we need. Okay. Let's see if we can get a low 111, 111.5. It's an improvement on what he's done before. So maybe.
I think the top one last qualifier was 110.
Yeah, we're not getting into the 110s, but if we're closer to it, hopefully that gives us more of a chance. Because we actually went 6, I think, to the third. Where did we go in the last session? It's not going to tell me. Okay. Events. Nope.
Nope.
Nope, not going to tell me. Or at least if it does, I can't find the obvious place for it.
Apparently we don't have data on the 2 things we just did.
Expected pole time is apparently a 1:15.8. Really? 1:15.8, you say? There we go, 1:10.8. That's better. We're going 5 seconds faster than the expected pole time. Alright, Bottas was obviously held up. But we are beating Hamilton. And I don't think he was held up, which means that's a chance of us getting into the top. That's what we need to do to beat the top 5. We need to beat both the Mercedes with Magnussen and hope that Alonso and Bottas have bad days. Anyway, this is Magnussen's second lap, isn't it? I believe.
So the Red Bull team was doing quite well.
Yeah, so it will be the Ferraris and Red Bulls. They're the top 2 teams at the moment. But obviously they're similar enough for all intents and purposes. So we know they're gonna be ahead of us, but it's whether we can get 5th, which is basically pole of the rest. Then all we need to do is have 2 of them crash. That gets us our podium, and Schumacher moves up to 10th at that point. Gain a position at the start up to 9th. Hope there's an error in strategy and we get up to 8th.
Yeah, when your entire plan relies on disaster.
Absolutely. Or The fact that nobody can overtake and we just set Schumacher to block all cars behind him and just see how long that works. I mean, it is genuinely an option we have. Magnussen also being held up here. This would be a Stonewall penalty if this was implied properly. We're on a racing lap, and he's just sitting there. Yeah, now he lets us go after holding us up for half a lap. And see, our driver did the nice thing of not holding him back up. So... Leclerc, you ruined our lap. Oh, Perez is quite slow. We could potentially jump Perez. At least based on that time.
Maybe.
But hey, we're now aiming to just be the last one across the line, and we'll see what happens. Oh, blah, blah. And then, race time.
We just spent about an hour. Well, half an hour.
Well, it's probably more than that, because it was 18 minutes, 15 minutes, and this is 12 minutes, so yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is an hour before we start the race, absolutely. An hour of stream before we start the race, we then have the race, and then, yeah, that's the next 2 hours.
And this usually happens the day before the race.
Oh yeah, this is its own thing. Although it takes longer, because they have longer breaks in the middle.
Yeah.
And of course, there's red flag incidents, which you have to wait out in real time. Oh dear God, if there's a red flag incident, we have to wait 20 minutes in real time. Oh God! Let's hope not.
Let's hope there isn't several.
I mean, actually, we kind of want red flags, because that probably means chaos is happening and we have more of a chance.
But the time, Shadow, the time!
We have time! Time waits for me! But no other men. We have an arrangement. So, okay, everybody's done the lap times. Verstappen was obviously held up, but we'll take P4. Who's on laps at the moment? Leclerc, Alonso, Russell. Let's go and observe Russell for a bit. Because he should be ahead of us. So should Hamilton, really.
There's a monument to that turn in front of that turn.
Yep. Yep.
Redundancy at its finest.
We do believe in redundancy. Also, I've just realised that there's a lot of the safety things that it's not showing. Obviously, they don't have to put all the Techo barriers and things that are there. There are a lot more of them there than it's showing. I think that one was accurate, though, because that's where Schumacher went off, and I'm fairly certain that was the sort of line that was there. But I'm sure there's a lot more barriers in the way, or at least, you know, soft compression barrier things. Right then. Alonso comes in, and then the waiting begins again. One last run. Of course, if we can red flag the session, or do what Rosberg did and yellow flag the session so nobody can improve their time, we will stay fourth. It won't work, but it was a reasonable idea. Honestly, I should have thought about doing the whole block thing that we did last time, because I could have gone a little earlier and tried to make it happen. But we'll try and do this fairly on merit, and we'll try and cheat in the race.
Oh, there's no Jeopardy going on.
There is no Jeopardy going on.
Nah.
You will probably have to find some form of entertainment for us mid-commentary period, though. But, alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There should be one more, and then we send out.
Let's see what trivia games there are on Steam. No,
We're just preparing in case this race is as boring as we expect.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
No, but carry on.
A very bad Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I want to be a millionaire, but I don't want to put any effort into it.
Well, have I got a quiz show for you?
Have you? No.
No.
Alright, come on. Hamilton, crash. Well, I don't mean anyone can crash. Anyone can crash, that'd be fine. But, you know, if Hamilton has an incident and doesn't get past us, the only one who probably will is Verstappen, and that means we're 5th. If Verstappen crashes, that'd be fine too, actually.
What the double? Huh.
Oh, what the dub's quite... Yeah, I've seen that played. It's quite amusing. It's all of that...
Maybe I'll get it at some point.
It's that whose line is it anyway thing of just talking over what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, let's see what Magnussen can manage. Alright, we want to see improvements all the way down the line. If you can manage 7/10 of them, then that's pole. Probably an unreasonable request, but let's see what happens. $18.9, no improvement.
Okay, you're coming back to us now, Mick.
He was in the garage! Where's he gone?
Mick isn't in this!
That's what I'm saying. He's just wandered off somewhere. Alright, how are we doing? How are we doing? We are... second split surrounded somewhere. Okay, improvement in the second sector. And everybody's finishing, but they're not beating us. Verstappen did, which we expected. Oh, Bottas got ahead of us. Alright, we need a 10th. 1/10 to beat Bottas. Come on, P5. For glory. For glory!
Come on. Come on. Come on!
Yes!
No. Yes!
4 thousandths of a second, but that's good enough. P5. Now all we have to do is not lose a position at the start, and everything is us. So good.
Yay!
Yeah, so Schumacher did a 1. He did improve by about 300, but he needed that extra 10th, which he didn't have. Alright.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Haas proved quite resourceful during qualifying. That puts them in a very good position to make the most of this race start.
What resources did we expend?
Alfa Romeo managed to meet expectations during qualifying, and if they can keep this up, they'll have a good race ahead of them. The weather is
This is the first time I've watched any of this sort of preamble.
At the sky, watching for the first sign of rain.
Oh god! Rain!
And you
Oh, dear.
much more excitement than this on race day. It's the Monaco Grand Prix.
It's the Monaco car park!
Especially in the rain.
It could...
It's clear skies, it says.
Apparently, I'm hoping that when I mean, obviously we don't have the best weather tracking tech because I haven't found a reason for it. The strategy is basically this. You stop once. You go as far as you can.
Yeah.
There is no other strategy.
So basically, at least pit stops.
And also, you want to pit at the right moment. It's almost a thing. We're going to start Schumacher on the hard tyre, just because that means he can go as long as possible and wait for a safety car to get a cheaper stop. Magnussen will probably put on a better tyre, just because he has to at least get ahead of Bottas off the line. But, yeah. Starting on hards and strategy. So, yeah, honestly, Seems pretty good. Just see what our variables are if we do hard to medium. So something like that, but we can go a little harder on these tyres. So in theory, ignoring the fact that we can't overtake anybody, that's a little quicker to push and go onto the mediums.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we will try to do. The downside is, of course, he can't actually gain any distance, so pushing kind of does nothing. But we might as well have a go at that. And for some reason, I don't like the way... Oh, that's mixed. So we could go soft to hards, which is obviously a little dodgy. We'd obviously want to do that early. The downside is, of course, if there is a incident, then kind of screwed up a little bit this. Then that's option 1. Option 2 is technically better. By about 7 seconds. So yeah, I think we're going to do a medium start. I just want to see exactly how long we can stretch this for. Yeah, this seems good. Just have no tires at the end. So if we go hard on the mediums initially, what can we do in terms of length? Do that. So okay. So casual on the mediums, hard on the push hard push later. Okay. Right, well, that is strategy determined. Let's go for ERS and immediate deployment. Which one's to deploy? Defend. Yeah, deploy.
Isn't the... yeah.
Because the only time we're ever going to be able to overtake anybody is off the start. So, yeah, we're going absolute full send on lap 1. And then we'll see what happens. We're also going to take 1 lap of fuel out of the car. I could probably take more, because almost certainly I'm going to be stuck behind other cars and just not able to move. But, you know, if I run out of fuel again, I'm going to be so pissed off. Alright. Let's go. The hope is we gain 1 position off the start, and that's it. I mean, Hamilton is starting behind us, so, yeah.
They might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway.
That doesn't sound like Monaco at all.
As the second driver today,
Yes, the NAS Schumacher.
they'll have their work cut out for them. And we're just moments away now.
Did they get to pick their own helmets, or...?
Yeah, they often change their helmets race by race.
One of the most exciting races in the world. This
Exciting races in the world! This is what we've been promised. Let's go.
lights out and away we go.
Alright, so the only important thing is this lap 1.
Most prestigious races in the world, maybe.
Yeah.
Exciting?
No. Alright, Schumacher's still in 11th, and Magnussen is still in 5th. Apparently we gained a position, but I think that's Schumacher retaking 11th. Oh no, he was 12th actually. He has actually gained a position. That is 1 overtake! 1!
Yes! Yes!
That's 1! I predicted 4! There might have been others, but that's the only one I cared about. Alright, now that we've done that, the rest of this is now conserve.
More lifting coast, please. Copy.
Because now, basically, there is no more overtaking.
As much as you can. Copy.
For the most part.
We need a back off. Copy.
Alright, let's go. Let's see what people are on tyre-wise here. Quite a lot on the soft tyres.
If they do 2 times soft, that means they have to pit again and again.
Yeah, so if basically I assume they're going soft to hard, which was one of the options listed. So, yeah. It's fine. They should only stop once, but we might actually be able to...
Train!
Yep. Magnussen, though, is not able to keep up with Perez. But this was kind of expected. Also, I'm not trying to keep up with Perez, let's be honest about this.
I mean, you set him to slow down, so...
Yeah, because might as well. Actually, let's go medium. We'll just see how this goes. But I imagine that Schumacher's going to pick up a bunch of fuel. I'm just already half a lap saved. He's behind 2 cars that should in theory be faster than him anyway. Okay, let's get balanced. Don't want to lose touch with the leaders.
No more lifting
The car in
coast.
front of us anyway.
Okay.
Did I miss it? Didn't see you fit in the car parts. So I didn't do any practice. I did the practice beforehand. We basically did qualifying at 1 time speed, and now we're doing the race at 1 speed. So in the meantime, we are watching Magnussen chasing down Perez, or rather trying to stay with Perez. And if we look behind him, there is a rather angry-looking Alfa Romeo behind us, which we hope to still be there many, many laps down the line.
78 laps.
78 laps. This is lap 2.
Yes.
We also need Schumacher to gain at least 1 more position, but unfortunately the cars in front of him are
DRS enabled.
Russell and Hamilton, and unfortunately, this is where the DRS is, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Did you see
Only
it?
here.
Did you see it? It
Yes.
stopped. Yeah, it's gone. That's it.
We have this thing that you can use, but you can only use it on these parts of the
This
track.
is one of the oldest racing circuits in history, but it is basically public roads. You could actually... There's a bit you can't actually drive. Somebody did this as sort of a walking versus driving race through Monaco on the weekend of the Grand Prix. But actually, the roads you would normally take, you go off to the left here. You don't go through this tunnel typically. You go through the tunnels on the other side of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, unfortunately, Schumacher's not able to keep up with Russell. And I don't want to push to try and make that happen. Magnussen can't keep up with Perez. So it's all about just keeping the cars that are behind us, and hoping that we get chances through strategy. Already, though, their tyres are at 86. After 4 laps. And I know they had the qualifying stuff as well, but that seems like it's gone down quite a lot.
I mean, we'll see how hard they're pushing.
Probably a little more towards the start. We can actually push a little more with Schumacher, because that was actually part of our strategy.
Is the purple clock next to the thing the fastest lap?
So this is the fastest lap indicator. So if the person with the fastest lap finishes in the top 10, they get an extra point at the end of the race. So... yeah, it's just to indicate that. That being said, as we burn off fuel, because we're currently holding 100 kilos of fuel at the moment, it will be at the end of the race that the fastest lap is determined.
So even if the person with the fastest lap crashes, they don't get the point.
No, they have to finish in the top 10. You can't do a Senna and crash over the line and get pole position. It doesn't work that way. Which is something he famously used to do around Magny-Cours, I think, the French circuit. Basically, almost cut the last chicane at full speed as an arrow to try and get the pole position. Because in these days, they basically rebuilt the car for the race anyway. Okay, so... yeah, Magnussen now is just completely losing ground to the 4 leaders who are just going to be able to pit in front of him. What's going to be the thing for our perspective is... will we gain a position where we can pit in front of Schumacher and lose not a lot of time? Currently 6 seconds, but somewhere actually it'll tell me how long a pit stop is. I'm sure it was mentioned somewhere where this was, but it's just looking through things now. Map history, reports, pre-race report, tire considerations. Yeah, so it's 22 seconds is the pit lane loss. So, say 25 seconds to be on the safe side. If Magnussen gets 25 seconds ahead of Mick Schumacher, we can pit him at any point after that.
Yeah.
Because there's a nice gap behind Russell that we can just go into and not lose time. I mean, to be fair, you do get a free ticket to the Formula 1 event. And in fairness, I know a number of...
it's Monaco. You can basically get anywhere by walking. If you want, like, walking uphill.
But I think it's also kind of expected. I mean, a lot of the Formula 1 drivers actually live around there. I know Leclerc does at the moment.
Paying no taxes.
Probably not, but you know.
No, you don't pay any income tax in Monaco.
Yeah.
There's a
I mean, to be fair, you have to be able to afford to live there. Also, we're on the,
Yeah.
I just realised that we're on the video screens as well. In the current view.
oh yeah.
Anyway, let's go back to Schumacher and see what's happening behind him. Ah!
That's a very angry.
Well, it's a very angry Alpine.
Yeah. I was about to say Aston Martin, but
Nah, they're the other green car, and they are miles behind us already looking at this. But, yeah, Ocon's the not quite as good as Alonso driver. So basically, they're Schumacher equivalents. Also, I just realised that we are marginal in fuel again. We did go up quite a bit, but I guess pushing is kind of managing that for us. The tyre wear's down below 80. And Magnussen is in... yeah. Having this fun. Come on, double top 8. I mean, that is the hope, but we will need something to happen. Basically, we need one of the front two to crash. Give us a safety car at the exact moment after everybody else has made the stop. And then we're in business. Downside is, I don't think Magnussen's going to actually be close enough by the time they make their pit stops. They're just going to pit and have enough of a gap to go ahead of him.
There's 7-8 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah. I can actually change this to the thing. So, gap to leader, basically, this one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Schumacher's 6 seconds, 7 seconds behind Magnussen. So, it's just keeping an eye on that gap.
70 laps to go.
Yep. And it's look for the overtakes. There aren't any, and there never will be. We've managed one.
Yeah. I said 7, by the way.
Ah, I said 4.
I was being optimistic.
So was I. And in fairness, there might have been a few others. I didn't check the start that well because I was just focusing on my two drivers.
Yeah.
It's possible. Actually, does it have position?
Unlikely,
Hold on.
but possible.
It does have position changes. So there's been one overtake because Carlos Sainz has moved ahead of Perez.
Yeah. There's been 1,
3,
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. There've been 5. I've lost.
Closest without going over.
Sure, yeah, closest to going over. All of them probably at the start because I don't imagine it would have happened anywhere else. But you know, just
This video not sponsored by Rolex, sadly.
no. But again, it's an officially licensed game, so all the officially licensed things are put on there. Also, there seems like a more interesting battle going on behind it. I'm just going to look at Russell's view. And Schumacher trying to catch up.
If we could see Schumacher. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's in the back, yeah. No, he's there or thereabouts. A couple of seconds back. And, I mean, it's stabilizing at 2 seconds. That's probably fine. Because I believe... Yeah, so... Okay, so we're on the same strategy as Bottas and Gasly, which is a little annoying, but everybody else is going to stop early, go into hard tyres, hopefully get stuck in traffic, and that'll help Schumacher out. Because Schumacher, we're going to try and stay out as long as is feasibly possible, and pit when there's a safety car.
If there's a safety car.
If. But that is basically our hope, that there is this full safety car, and we can just pit, basically gain 10 seconds doing this, gain positions, be in the top 8. Also, I was only allowed 4 categories, otherwise I'd have put a few more restrictions on things, but both top 8 and one on the podium seemed the most reasonable of the impossible things, so...
Yeah. What's the poll looking at? 40, 20, 40.
Yep, so 1 in the points, 1 DNF. Which I'd also count the DNF is not finishing with points. But
Yeah.
But it's all good. We have the master plan. We have the hold back cars behind button. Yeah, I don't think we're going to abuse that. It probably is abusable around here, but because it seemed to work well enough on the track that you could overtake on. So, tyre wear seems reasonable all round. No real problems. I was hoping their tyres would explode a little faster, but that's not happening. And the last lap time, 16.5, 16.9s. I mean, we're closing on Russell, based on that last lap. Back down to 2 seconds.
Magnussen's just driving his own race now.
I mean, he is,
In
but
between everybody. He actually has competition.
yeah, no, he's 8 seconds behind Perez, but Bottas has been basically stuck behind him for the entirety of the race. And then we have this battle, which is the Gasly train.
Yeah. Never has there been a more exciting sport than when Austria played West Germany.
Oh dear. I mean, it's almost as exciting as Palmer versus Palermo. Well, my team totally decided to self-destruct in the second half, but you still couldn't score. Outperformed you for the entirety of the first half. I made one small substitution and a strategy change, and suddenly we can't hold the ball.
I don't get. This seems to happen to me. No matter what, they shoot at the goal, but they can't hit it.
Yeah, no, it's I messed up clearly by doing that change, but still, there's no way we should have held that lead. Oh boy. Fun times. That was the last time we did a full-length event of some kind that was involving set treats.
And I still have no idea what I'm doing.
Which is fair. I mean, to be fair, there's less we can do with here. But when they finally release a motorsport manager-style game that is competitive, we will have no idea what we're doing, but they're going to be on the other side telling me my strategies are wrong.
And being able to prove it.
Exactly. If he wanted to. Alright, so we are about a sixth of the way through. Makes him now nearly 10 seconds down on Perez.
I do sometimes find it amusing that these races and things have stands for people, because what are you gonna see except that one section of the race?
To be fair, when I went to the British Grand Prix, the only time I've ever done it, they're basically lots of radio sort of communication things. There's screens everywhere. Yeah. Basically, you're watching the same broadcast, you just happen to be there.
Well, I know, but imagine that in the before time.
I mean, motorsport is ridiculously silly. I mean, it always surprises me, and I know why. But the Le Mans 24 Hours is usually packed out. They have hundreds of thousands of fans there every year.
Yeah.
And presumably they're there for the full 24 hours, which involves going and finding something to eat at least 6 times during that, you'd think. In the middle of the night. And obviously, at night, you're observing the race, and it's basically some lights. And then some lights. And then some lights. And one set of lights overtaking another set of lights. It's going quite slowly. That's probably another T-car. Or something crashing. What actual visibility are you getting out of it? It's not as if the track's illuminated. Oh, dear. Alright, is Bottas going to make it through this time?
No. I mean, at least people standing on the side of the Tour de France or the marathon can throw water at people.
Yeah, exactly, and that's sort of a a festival almost event, an
Yeah.
atmosphere. That's kind of what it's been built up as, which I guess Le Mans has as well to a certain extent. But and at least in Le Mans, you get to see the car go past hundreds of times, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with you, Phoenix. But yeah, Tour de France, in a similar way, is just an event. It basically goes past you, and then you pack up and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right.
Or if in your early days you pass someone, get into a forest, pick back the bike in the car, get with the car.
I mean, I think you could officially do that anyway, but... Okay. Is Bottas going to be able to overtake Magnussen at this time of asking?
I mean, baseball is seems a lot more fun to play than it is to watch.
Baseball is very, very, very exciting for those very brief moments when things happen.
Yeah.
That's kind of my impression of a sport, and having only watched a couple of games, it's not really changed that. Again, the atmosphere in person might be a thing, but I've watched my grandfather used to be into American football and baseball and things, so I had to watch a couple of full games, and that's basically my impression of it. Again, I was a lot younger, so it might just be my, inability to concentrate on that for a long period of time. But
No, I think baseball is still better than American football, which has a few seconds of action, followed by a long pause for commercials, followed by a few seconds of action.
oh, I've been tempted for a little while now to start actually messing around with the battery settings and see if we can catch up to Russell, but I don't know if there's a point to it. So we're gonna deploy with Schumacher and see if we can catch up to Russell.
For those few seconds that we can deploy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, there's lots of braking zones around here, so we should recharge it reasonably quickly. And also, if I start to harvest, what's the harm? Nobody can overtake me anyway. I just want to close the gap and get back to Russell. Because when I should be saving the battery for is when we have the pit stop phase, but Schumacher's going to be,
Yeah.
going to have loads of time before that. Alright, 1.6. I mean, we might even get the fastest lap, weirdly. Alright, round the slow speed corner, which is probably our best bet. And we go up 0.3 of a second in that corner.
Take me out to the ball game.
No! Take yourself out!
In town. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. So it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game.
Okay, so by using up all of the battery, we've now put ourselves right back behind
Okay,
Russell.
charge on, charge
And
Yay.
fundamentally, our situation is completely unchanged, except now we're going to get DRS. And look at the amount of benefit we're going to get out of it. Did you see it?
that?
Russell actually pulled away on us during that DRS straight. Well, admittedly, he had it as well,
Yeah.
Alright, well, while you recharge your battery, let's watch Magnussen.
And now here they are, the most daredevil groups of wacky drivers who have whirled their wheels in the wacky races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest racer.
Ah, dear. I should have backed the board game, although apparently I've heard it's terrible. Pause every 40 seconds, ponder every decision. I mean, to be fair, I imagine there are spreadsheet managers of that. I actually own a baseball management simulator thing, but I don't think I've played much of it. I did like Eastside Hockey Manager, actually. Oh, but yeah. Well, anyway, now that Schumacher's charged his battery, he is still within a second of Russell. So, yay! Achievement!
The cars are approaching the starting line. First is Turbo Terrific, driven by Peter Perfect. Next is Roof Rust Cuffcut and the Sawtooth and the Buzzwagon. Maneuvering for position is Amy Surplus Special. Right behind is the Anthill Mob and the Bulletproof Bomb.
Ah, dear.
Overtake is available if you need it.
It is classic. It is awesome. Okay, so the battery fully recharged, and we basically moved Schumacher a second up the road comparatively.
And charge off. Yeah, copy.
I'm also going to start conserving with Schumacher because now he's within that second, I don't see the need to keep pushing. It's just risking the chance of crashing.
Oh, and there's the lovely Penelope Pit Stop, the glamour gal of the gas pedal. Next we have the Bumble Drone of the Slack Brothers and Rock Gravel. Laughing along is the Creepy Coop with the Gruesome Twosome, and right to the tail is the Red Max. And there's the Arkansas Chuckabug with the Luke and Blow Bear. Sneaking along last in the Mean Machine is the double-dealing do-batters Dick Dastardly and his sidekick Muttley. And even now they're up to some dirty tricks. And they're off!
He was robbed of one race victory that was legitimately his.
I know!
I realise it's an ongoing joke of the series at this point, but he was robbed! If that was illegal, Peter Perfect should be denied a victory as well.
Yes! Oh boy.
The things that we unfortunately know and get passionate about.
58 laps to go.
Oh yeah, 50. No, not quite. 59 laps to go. Because of course the leaders are now just finishing that now, but we're still halfway through it. Okay, so let's have a look at the strategy options. So Schumacher is actually going ahead of target, so I think the plan then is to go with something like that, although apparently it's slower, but again, we'll see how it goes. But I think we're going long with Schumacher. Oh, Schumacher taking a wide line there, but apparently that's not actually done anything. He went slightly wide, and I couldn't see why. I thought maybe Russell had had an instant or something, but apparently not. Magnussen now 15 seconds behind
Most of the
Perez.
commentary on most of the commentary on Monaco is something might happen. No.
It might. But it's all the build-up for things that could happen. For example, there is a 5% chance of rain coming up around lap 28. And then at the end of the race, a potential 10% chance of rain at lap 67. Although this is based on a very bad and very inaccurate weather
Is that
reporting.
35%?
Yeah, 35% for the last few laps. But we have no upgrades to our weather reporting. It is abysmal.
Yeah.
So almost certainly that's not actually what's going to happen. Also, we've apparently caught up with Perez a little bit somehow. So I'm sure I looked at that and that was 15 a while back. Also, their tyres are just about done. I mean, not much I can really do about anything, if I wanted to. Hey, also, perfectly balanced as all things should be. It's now 33% on all the options that people have for this. And nobody believes in a double DNF, which I appreciate.
My connection just decided to be terrible for a while, but it's back to normal.
Okay. Magnussen apparently is caught 3 seconds. But I'm not seeing any major incidents started about, so not entirely sure why. Again, the tyres are starting to go off, and I think if I just have a quick look at the last lap times... Well, we're matching Perez, but the others are still going faster than us. So it's just Perez who's had a problem. Meanwhile, you seem like you really want to get past. And he couldn't.
Nope.
But maybe this is the time. No. Believe it or not, that is the best overtaking point of a track.
Are they gonna try and change tires anytime soon?
You think so? I thought I'd gained some time here. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but I'm sure I saw 15 here at one point, and now it's 13. But they're going faster than us now anyway, so I guess it was either just a blip or something had happened to slow up the two drivers. Either way,
Are we gonna lap Vettel soon, or?
we probably are going to lap the stragglers. If you consider where they are on track at the moment, that is where. So Vettel's there.
Yeah.
So we are actually going to lap him.
Yeah. Because they've already been lapped by the leaders.
Yep. So that might be why we lost a few. That might be why it went from 15 down to 13. Actually, if they were overtaking those. Which does also just add to the fact of, yeah, that's going to interfere with our race soon. Unless they pit, of course. What tyres have Vettel on? Mediums, so in theory he's not going to be going any longer than we are. Oh well.
Unless the leaders also. It's
They should be. I think though they're going to come out behind Bottas, which actually is probably good for us. I'm kind of wondering if it's worth trying to push a little bit with Magnussen here. Yeah, let's.
Well, I'm gonna go to the little commentator's room.
Fair enough. I am going
back.
to start deploying some battery for a lap or two.
Load push.
Copy that.
So my basic thought process here is we want to try and not necessarily get away from Bottas, but if we do, that's not actually the worst thing for us here. Just try and, you know, keep the leaders within more or less range. Now also, here come the lap cars. So actually, getting a bit of gap to Bottas here wouldn't actually be the worst thing for us either. Would just allow us to just give us more chance to get past the lapped cars and not get overtaken in the process. So Magnussen -1 lap at the moment. But we have cleared Bottas for the moment. And we got the fastest lap of the race. Perfect. It won't last, because of course there's they burn down fuel. They'll do a thing, but we went a second faster than everybody else, so huzzah! With battery power, we can do it. Now, though, we just got to get past these guys, who are definitely going to be accommodating and not at all blocking us here.
Load push.
Copy that.
Yep, well, that gap I built up to Bottas has immediately disappeared. Out of the way, please. Oh, that felt bad. Alright, let us through. Thank you. Yeah, this is why the leader's lost 3 seconds, by the way.
Charge on.
Copy that.
Okay, one more to go, and then it's just going to be a case of when we encounter him, I guess. But also, we got the other trainer cars that's going to happen as well. 19. I kind of wanted to get this done and keep a gap of 22 seconds if we could, but... Alright, let's burn some fuel here because Bottas has gotten right close to us again, and with the lap traffic I'm a little concerned, especially for harvesting as well. But the hope is that he gets out of our way soon. Maxon is a little ahead of target. We could potentially push a little bit more, but I think we're going to hold off. Oh, it looks as if he kind of blocked Bottas a bit there, so that's actually fine for us. Okay, so lapped cars dealt with. We are 19 seconds off the leaders.
Hello?
You missed exciting times! Oh,
What
no,
happened?
Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't.
No.
No, you don't. Okay. Yeah, we had lap traffic, so... yeah. Okay, genuinely an overtaking chance there, which we couldn't let happen.
Yeah.
I was obviously harvesting when I shouldn't have been, but, you know, just,
Copy.
I assumed we'd be fine.
I suppose you couldn't min-max the battery and things.
Oh,
too.
yeah, you can. But... or at least to a certain extent you can. And I don't think overtaking's strictly possible here anyway, but, you know. Giving him the...
I have Corky.
Wow. Good for you. Schumacher's overheating, so we're just going to go and put him on... back off a little bit, see if he can keep the tyres in condition. He's pulled away from Ocon, so that's fine.
Charge on, please.
Copy.
And let's go neutral here, because the last time we went harvest down the main straight, he caught up. And while he does have DRS, that should not be possible here. Oh, for God's sake. No. Stop it. That's twice Bottas has nearly gotten us in the first corner. He's been following us nicely all lap, and now he's going for things. Also, everybody else's tyres are being done.
If we keep him behind, we can exhaust his tires and things. If we keep trying.
Well, his tyres are in worse condition, but it's not by enough to make a difference. We're basically going to be stopping almost the same lap. No, it's the drivers in front who are on the soft, so we're probably going to be stopping soon-ish. And in fact, now is the soon-ish. They're going to finish. They're going to be right behind us.
Ah!
Alright, it's time for the exciting point of the race. Which of these drivers is going to appear behind us?
Leclerc didn't stop.
Okay, here we go.
Oh no!
Alonso
Come
Hamilton
on.
have also pitted.
Come on! Come on!
No, it was about
No.
as expected. But the good news is now we've got DRS on them. So, yay! If I fling this to a forward-facing view. Now we got to stare at this Ferrari who's going to drive up the road. But hopefully he might drag us along and allow us to beat Perez, who will be behind us, I think.
I think Leclerc and Perez still need to pit.
Yeah, they do. They'll be fitting soonish. But yeah, that's basically Verstappen's and Sainz's races are now done. there is no more for them. The only thing that matters now is if they crash into each other. Magnussen start deploying here. And push.
Copy that.
I want to stay within range of signs if we can. All right.
Come on.
We can get ahead of Perez here. Maybe. Yes, we're ahead of Perez.
Yep.
That is Leclerc
And
on track,
Bottas.
and that is for the lead. Is he gonna manage it? He's gonna manage it. He's gonna manage it. Okay, so it is Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, us. We're totally a legitimate part of this race.
We're legit.
Yeah, absolutely legit. We're the fastest in the slow speed corners.
Is that anything to boast about?
We are fastest in slow speed corners. This is
We're
Monaco.
the fastest when we're slow.
We're the fastest at getting around corners where you travel generally less than 50 miles an hour. Around here, we are unstoppable. Everywhere else, we're terrible. Or at least in comparison. Alright.
If you've got some margin,
Well-
try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy that.
So now, I guess the Pope, or at least... Yeah, so the hope is we can somehow stay with Sainz.
I
And
thought you said Pope there.
I mean, the Pope could help us here. Unfortunately, that's not happened. Okay.
Schumacher moved up a bit, but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know if
because
that's due to-
because if we look at the pit stops things here, Alonso and Hamilton are both pitted.
Ah,
So
so they
yeah.
could theoretically catch up when Schumacher goes in for a bit.
Yeah. Also, I think Russell is holding us up.
You think?
I have that impression that Russell is holding us up now.
Okay, back off. Copy.
He doesn't even have a teammate in front. Why is he holding us?
Because Hamilton's behind and we're racing Hamilton.
Ah,
Alright, let's have a go. We're going to try something that doesn't work around Monaco.
overtaking?
We're going to try and overtake him. I think he's going to pit anyway, but we're going to try and overtake him.
Copy.
Alright, this is going to be the Schumacher masterclass of how you overtake at Monaco. You basically stay glued to the back of him on rails. And then he goes much tighter line through this corner because he's going into the pit lane and we are through.
I don't think that's happened.
That is how you overtake at Monaco. It's the only way. It is worth us pushing the battery now, though, because now our race kind of begins. Or
Yeah,
at
we'll
least Schumacher's
clear-
race begins. Clear
we'll
air,
clear-
full
yeah.
speed, fast as we can go. Hope this is a safety car still. Hope that Russell and Ocon get stuck in traffic. Because they're actually behind some hard runners. So Tsunoda, for example, on the hard tyres from the start in the same boat as we are. Hopefully we'll slow them up.
Vettel actually moved up,
Yep, that'll
but
overtake the
he
Williams.
hasn't pitted.
No, he hasn't. So
They've all gone on hard.
yep,
Tyres.
because hard tyres will go to the end of the race now.
Yeah, yeah. So no hope in AI being stupid.
Probably not unless there's a red flag or something. But actually, as mentioned, that should happen. Okay, Bottas pits. Okay, overcut or undercut?
I don't know.
Okay, I was about to say. All right, either way, we push, we deploy, we go attack, and we're gonna pit at the end of this lap. Because we know the tyres will get to the end, but hopefully by doing this, we'll still be ahead of Bottas.
So now it's just making distance so that whoever's behind us can't overtake.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to be on fresher
Ooh,
tyres.
fastest lap.
Got no ERS.
Yep,
Okay.
because I deployed all the ERS and things. Again, I probably pushed a little too much, but still.
I mean, just don't run out of fuel like 2 days ago.
No, we'll be fine. This is Monaco.
Okay, more lifting coast.
Also, he's coming up to lap traffic, so he's going to get fuel back here.
Slip.
Oh no, that's Magnussen catching up with catching up with these guys.
Do some lift and coast, and then focus on apex speed.
Because we gone full send, and we just caught up the gap to these guys again. And how to overtake at Monaco? We take a tight line, and we go into this place.
Okay. Pit crew, tires.
Alright. Where is Bottas? That's him.
6.
You've got to stay ahead of this red dot.
Come on. That's the pit line, and... Did that work?
We are ahead of Bottas still.
If you don't need it, no
Okay.
boost.
Copy.
Yeah, so behind us somewhere is a probably reasonably angry Bottas. There he is.
There it is.
And he's still behind us. So effectively no change. We are effectively in 5th. Because, of course, Schumacher hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah.
So now the question becomes, when do we stop Schumacher and what tyres do we put him on?
I don't know.
Well, again, the plan was mediums, but we're above our tyre wear rate by quite a good margin.
Yeah.
In fact, we could probably go a bit more aggressive here. The problem is going aggressive is there's slightly increased chance of him crashing, but equally, we are in a race with Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, basically, at this point. What are the gaps? So we're 21 seconds ahead of Russell, which is about where we needed to be. But if we need to get past Russell at the end, then that's us completely ruined. Also, we do not want to hold up our teammate if we can avoid it.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
Copy.
There's a train forming behind Magnussen.
No more lifting.
I
coast.
mean, there are trains everywhere.
Copy.
Okay, we're out of the RS.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We're just going to keep pushing. Hope for a safety car.
Charge
Stuff
on.
can still happen. We can still have a crash between Leclerc and Verstappen. Largely saying that because they're the closest two on track that I know about. Meanwhile, Magnussen has saved a bunch of fuel and now can actually probably just burn it. Okay, burn fuel harvest. We'll go with that
Charge on.
and see how this goes. I mean, honestly, I'm fairly certain we worked out that we could actually go hard on these tires. So, yeah, let's push a little more aggressively. Try and make sure of things.
Okay, Kev, no management required, so push as much as you can.
Yeah, copy.
Try to do some lift and coast.
Copy.
Alright. So I think we keep Schumacher out for as long as possible. Actually, here's a plan. But actually, I don't think it helps. No, it doesn't help anybody out. No. I was going to say, we could potentially have Magnussen hold people up now. Have Magnussen hold everybody up, and then...
Yeah, but then you risk getting past him. Maybe.
This is true. We risk getting overtaken. But if we hold up a train of cars behind us long enough that Schumacher can make a free stop, we get 5th and 6th.
Yeah. I mean, it's risky.
It's risky, but
More lift and coast, please.
Copy.
you can't overtake around Monaco. let's just see how this goes. Actually, not here. Yeah, not there. But, doing slow bits of a lap.
When we're doing laps, when we're doing turns.
Yeah. So... yeah, so during this section, probably. Through Raskas, absolutely. I mean, I can't even tell that this is actually working. And now, of course, he's burned a lot of his fuel off. I'm going to have to naturally deploy here because he might end up just being overtaken. No.
No.
It's all good.
No.
No, he's fine. He's fine. They won't overtake now. Yeah, so I don't think that did that much. I don't think he can do this, really.
Yeah. I think he's just naturally doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll try, because I don't want to catch Schumacher too much here, because that interferes with strategy a little bit. But Schumacher's now charged his battery, so now the question is, can we keep Schumacher reasonably ahead of Magnussen so that it's not going to interfere with both races? In fairness, though, neither of them are pitting again, so...
Isn't Schumacher supposed... Oh, no.
Schumacher's pitting, but nobody else is, so it's sort of...
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just how long can we last, and making sure that, obviously... Even if Magnussen was slowed up behind Schumacher, it doesn't actually affect Magnussen's race. It's just Schumacher that...
We're halfway through the race.
Oh yeah, no, this is the halfway point. We are halfway through. Halfway through the race, and we basically have one...
And the only exciting thing left is Schumacher pitting.
Yep. Schumacher will pit at some point. He's going slower than the cars he is actually racing, which is unfortunate, because that means that we're almost certainly going to lose out. So the only thing we're hoping for now is just that we get a safety car. I mean, we could go deploy now and just see if we can... Yeah, we're just doing this. We're just having Schumacher go for fastest laps every now and then. He will be on the faster tyres, and I think we can put him on the softs, but I don't think that's going to make enough of a difference around here. Okay, so with that, he goes across in a 1:15.0, which is on the leader's pace. So if we can afford to use 40% of our battery and a lap of fuel every lap, we could do it. It sounds weird, a lap of fuel every lap, but I mean an excess lap of fuel every lap.
-1 on fuel for Schumacher.
Yeah, that's manageable though. I'm not too concerned about that because they gain so much when they conserve. Magnussen was -4 at one point.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so with the 4-second gap there, I mean, they're not. It's working. Tires slightly warm. That's annoying. Let's try and ease off a little bit then.
And that's fuel for the whole race.
We need a back off.
46 kilos, yeah. Hi! We are trying the overcut around Monaco. Also, pit window is approaching.
Come on, safety car.
Yeah, we kind of need it because we're going to be behind Hamilton. So we should be ahead of Tsunoda. We've got 22 seconds to Tsunoda. So he's going to be 10th. But if there's a safety car, he might get ahead of Hamilton, might even get ahead of Alonso. And of course, he'd be on the fastest tyres for this, so... Yeah, let's not press the retire car button. Alright. Let's switch to strategy A. So if he can keep going for 8 laps, not interfere with Magnussen's race.
We will go to high fuel now.
Yeah, copy.
Meanwhile, I kind of want to slow Magnussen down a little bit, although I don't guess it doesn't matter that much. No, let's not worry about that. We're just clicking around settings to make it seem as if I'm doing something. Alright, Schumacher with a lapped
Just
car in
left and
front.
coast and then focus on apex speed.
Copy.
So, I think our plan is here to deploy and just make sure we get past him on the straight section that's coming up. Also, probably want to deploy with Magnussen too a little bit, but we'll wait a lap or two. Yeah, so this should be fine. So we'll get past him on the main straight. He gets out of the way. Perfect. Okay, where's Hamilton compared to the lapped traffic, actually? A way off. So, Bottas, how's the view? I mean, this has pretty much been his whole race. Excellent. Now, if we get past him here, that's going to end up screwing up Bottas a little bit here. No, not that much. Oh, well, both clear, and interval says 3.5. And Schumacher is now going faster than Hamilton. Which might matter if we can actually stretch this out into softs. As long as he's going faster than Tsunoda, faster than Russell, faster. Well, they wasn't going faster than Schumacher as it turns Hamilton as it turns out, but 10th position, but still take it. Okay, 5 more laps.
Okay, more lift and coast, please.
Copy.
Have a quick look at where the dots are. So Stroll should be slowing up Hamilton soon-ish. Hopefully completely slowing him up. That would be nice, but I don't think we get that lucky. And we'll just hopefully be in that nice long gap between Tsunoda and Hamilton. Also, apparently Schumacher and Magnussen are both in P5. "32 laps to go." Double DNF has got a vote. Perfect. Also, slightly concerning that I think Gasly and Alonso are catching up to the... maybe they're not. No, they're not. But I think we're running out of time for Schumacher. Still lapping faster than Tsunoda though, so as long as he still is, we will get 10th, and it's worth us waiting for that vague hope of a safety car. Although right now... Right now, battle is on.
LDRS. Copy.
So what's the absolute earliest we could go on to softs then? Lap 50... 49. So 2 laps time. 16.5 to 16.1.
All the pushing you can get. Copy.
I saw that. Let's not have that happen, please. Thank you.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Got it.
Smags are doing 16.3s. Well, I think we're about at time. So, fresh set of softs. As long as we're careful with them, they will do the distance. 30 laps. Should come out in 10th. Or we can hold off. Magnussen hasn't caught up yet. We'll hold off. This is where we have the double DNF, where the cars just crash into each other. I'm tempted to say don't fight teammate here. But that could easily just end up with him just giving up and just letting him through, which I don't really want. Oh, Magnussen's been given DRS. And the pit window is now active. Need an instant this lap. Come on, let's have a red flag somewhere. Red flag would be perfect actually, because then everybody stops in their current positions and then everybody gets new tyres. slowing Magnussen down doesn't really do that much. Really. And we've got better tyre wear than the guys who find us. It just does, but it doesn't make a difference. We're still looking at that Sonoda gap. Alright, don't fight, teammate. We'll let Magnussen through. And then we'll try and hold everybody else. Okay, Magnussen clear.
Charge on.
Copy.
Charge on.
And are we coming up to lap traffic again? We kind of are.
Charge off.
Copy that.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. So we've let Magnussen through, and we're using Schumacher to block Bottas a little bit.
Aha. Before sending Schumacher into pit.
Yeah, he's going to be on soft in a couple of laps. Unfortunately, there's no chance to catch up with Hamilton, but he's still lapping around the same gap as time as Tsunoda, so he should get out in front of him. And in the meantime, it's just annoying Bottas. But at least he's looking at a different back end of the Haas this time. But yeah, Magnussen's doing 1:15.1, so a second and a half faster. It doesn't mean anything because ultimately the only person he's racing is Bottas. But, you know, it now means Bottas is not going to close up to him before the end of the race. I mean, if it wasn't for losing time, I'd even be tempted to try and slot cars behind. But again, it doesn't give Bottas Magnussen anything. All right, we're gonna pit this lap. We need to try and do something.
So box now, box now.
Copy. Box is up.
Okay, back off.
Copy.
And we've given what? We've given 3 seconds to Magnussen to try and make this work. So this should be good.
Pit entry.
All right, last pit stop of the race.
Copy that. And white line, white line.
Or maybe not. There's another team waiting. McLaren apparently trying to do something. That was a slow stop, but should be okay. Oh, Tsunoda also pits. Tsunoda on the same strategy as us? Apparently so. Get out in front of a lapped car, please. Thank you. Alright. So Schumacher on much better tyres with 15 laps to go. And 15 seconds to make up. And no possibility of overtaking anybody. But hey, double points finish again. And there's still a chance that Verstappen can crash into Leclerc, and thus we get our podium. And also our top 8 finish. Both possibilities exist. Also Hamilton crashing into us, that also exists as a possibility.
Charge off.
Listed.
Right, so that is the end of excitement in this race. We think. Magnussen clear in 5th. Schumacher clear in 10th. And already having to conserve tyres.
We need a back off.
Yeah, copy.
But there's still that 5% chance of rain. 35 at the end of the race. Maybe that'll make the difference. It won't. Now we're doing still 118s. Stop cooking your darn tires! Also, depressingly, Schumacher is not closing on Hamilton. But equally, we are not able to push really on our current tyres. Although we are going a lot faster than Russell for whatever reason. Bottas is also closing back up on Magnussen, but I don't think that's going to make any difference because he wasn't able to get past us when he was behind us. Oh, but Okay, we'll go light consumption with you as well. Actually, no, don't bother with that. You should be fine. You're a little over the consumption cap, so it should be fine at this point. So, there's one last interesting thing I could try.
You've got some margin. Try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy.
So, Schumacher is about to be lapped with the race leaders. Maybe we could hold them up for 40 seconds and let Magnussen get past. Which would be a silly and ridiculous tactic, but it's one I'm tempted by. Also, yeah, now we're doing 2 seconds faster than Hamilton for whatever reason. I assume lap traffic on both ends. Indeed. So as I was sort of suggesting, for some kind of late race entertainment here, the leaders are about to catch up with Schumacher to lap him. So I could potentially hold them back for 40 seconds and give Magnussen a shot.
Maybe.
It wouldn't work. Also, Russell's only 9 seconds behind us anyway.
Unless you crash.
That doesn't help us. I'd have to crash into multiple leaders to make that work.
Ah.
But we'll try it anyway. It won't work, but equally, why not? Yes, in fresh air, we're still not actually faster than Hamilton. Admittedly, we're not pushing, but again, I need to keep these tyres in reasonable condition. So we're just going to concentrate on ruining the leaders' race.
I just got back to Paris from the sunny southern shore. Right to Monte Carlo went just with my winter's run. And fortune smiled upon me as she never smiled before. And I've now got lots of money, I'm a gent.
Can push even
Yes, I've now got lots of rhino, I'm a gent. As I walk along the Bois de Boulogne, an independent air, you can hear the girls declare, he must be a millionaire. You can hear them sigh and wish to die, and see them wink the other eye at the man who broke the bank at Monte Carlo.
And this is why Agan insisted on being on the stream. It's the first time he's done that song. back to Schumacher. Where are the leaders in comparison to you?
I need to pace myself. There's 20 laps left.
There are still 20 laps left. That's at least 30 minutes.
I did nonsense. I did the wacky races. I did that. I have another song to say, but and I can't do it all right at once.
No, absolutely. I'm aware. I'm just, as I say, I'm just surprised that's your first instance of it. Okay, Schumacher's a fully charged battery, so I think we're going to go for the fastest lap at some point. But again, we want to try and hold up the leaders for a bit first.
Oh, Schumacher doesn't have the fastest lap anymore.
No, but obviously as the fuel burns down, the laps get gradually
Might
faster.
lift and coast.
But we're in the
Yeah.
best position to do it. We're on the fastest tyre, and in theory on the same fuel as everybody else. So now it's just a case of save up the battery and then hold up the leaders for a bit, see if that works, and then charge.
Okay.
Here they are, the leaders.
Yep. And we're going to instruct them, Schumacher, to hold back the cars behind. Because we are massively faster than Russell, so we can afford to do some margin here. I just want to see what we can do in terms of shenanigans with this.
No,
Oh.
Leclerc doesn't want to play.
Well, we're letting Leclerc win, I guess, at the moment. We're helping out our sister Ferrari team. They provide us with the engines. We annoy Red Bull. And we just don't like signs, apparently. No, we.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
everyone, isn't it?
I mean, Paris as well, but we might as well just use them for stuff now. I imagine they'll just pull away from us, but we can go for a fast lap attempt in a little bit.
If you don't need it, no lifting.
I mean, we are on these fastest tires.
We're on the fast tires, but obviously we can't go through these guys, so we need them to get a bit further away from us, and then we'll go for a fastest lap attempt. And of course, the later we leave it, the less chance we do. So we did slow up quite a bit there, doing a 19.9, which does mean Russell gained 5 seconds on us, but I think we're still fine.
Charge off.
Copy.
Well, surprisingly, Haas has got another pit stop on us. Meanwhile, at the front of the race, P5. Yay! Tire's getting slightly warm, you say?
I stay indoors till after lunch and then my daily walk to the Grand Triumphal Arch. It's one good round triumphal march. Observed by each observer with the keenness of a hawk. I'm a mass of money, linen, silk and starch. I'm a mass of money, linen, silk and starch. As I walk along the wood below an independent air, you can hear the bells of clan. I'm a billionaire. You can hear them sign, wish to die, and see the wink of the other eye at the man who broke an ankle on the collar.
Indeed! Alright, I think it's going to be next lap that we'll just do our attempt here. In theory, well, maybe I shouldn't. The problem is I think I'm going to run into back of signs, but equally I don't really want to let Perez pass and then have the attempt. Because I've only got to wait another 2-3 laps anyway.
Okay, back.
We are above tire wear.
Yeah, I know, but I want to kind of... Yeah, I knew that was going to happen, so if I went for a fast lap now. So...
Yeah. I'll let him get away a bit. I mean, not like we're losing positions by them lap.
Lifting coast.
Well, we're currently faster than Russell. He has caught up a lot of lap time because we've had that. We obviously had to get out of the way, and we lost 2 seconds doing that. But I think we're generally faster than Russell is going. So,
Yeah.
and even if Russell caught us, what's he gonna do?
Good point.
Meanwhile, Magnussen is going faster than Perez, but he's complaining his tires are overheating. All right. As we'll just go around the corner. Onto the back straight. Through the Rascasse. Actually, no. Well, they're not. This is the Rascasse. No. Hold on. It's the last hairpin. This is it. No. I don't know Monaco's layout at all. There we go. This is the Rascasse. Apparently, it's possible to overtake them online. It's not in real life, under any circumstances, as far as I'm aware. Alright. So, with our mass cooldown lap, we did 16.4. I think that means that this is the time where we go standard, we go balanced, and then we start pushing from the end of this lap.
Copy.
And that is 0.0 millimeters of dryness.
Indeed. There is no water anywhere. Not even at the harbour.
Yeah.
Oh god darn it. Lap traffic as well. We want to set a fastest lap, darn it! And get out of my way! I said get out of my way! You just blocked my way again. Alright. Once we get to the Rascasse, we will go. Deploy, push. Let's set a lap.
Wouldn't it be funny that if you got lapped and then passed the leader, you got first place?
Let's just put our head down.
I mean, that's kind of anarchy, but I mean, like all most races, the distance traveled matters more than your actual position on track.
Yeah.
Hence, Ford's attempted freeway tie ended up being basically awarded to the driver that was basically third in the list, because he started further back in the pit lane. This was 60-something. I just know this happened.
I'll look it up.
But they tried to engineer a photo finish. It's the Ford versus Ferrari movie that kind of tried that, but apparently they weren't told that was going to be the matter, and they only sorted that out afterwards. Anyway, we're at least pulling away from Russell, so I think we're on for a fastest lap here.
$19.66.
Schumacher's got the fastest lap. He's on for 2 points.
We need a back off.
Copy.
Charge on, charge on.
Yeah, copy.
So 13 laps to go. And of course pulling out 2.5 seconds over Russell, so that gap that was 10 seconds that we ruined ourselves, back down to 4, now back up to 5. But Russell might still be faster than us, we'll find out at some point. Meanwhile, let's check in with Magnussen. He's completely on his own. 41 seconds behind Perez and 4.5 seconds ahead of Bottas. Well, that was entertaining. Yeah, Russell is still closing on us, but we've got spare capacity to just absolutely outright pace him if we need to. So basically, this is the result. We've now just got to wait 12 more laps, or basically 15 minutes to work this out.
Yeah, apparently they did think it would be a good PR stunt.
Yep.
To have all 3 cars finish at the same time, but nobody realized that that would mean that they don't all get the same place.
Yep, because one of them started further back in the pit lane, I think, is basically their justification for it. Yeah.
By 8 meters.
Yep, basically. The separation between the two garages.
There was genuine confusion among the drivers.
Yeah.
It felt wonderful about us winning 1, 2, and 3, but we made a horrible decision in seeing the 3 cars come over exactly together. It was good politically for Ford, but it was not good for the drivers.
Leon, did you just vote for a double DNF 10 laps to go? That's not very nice, sir. We had perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Yeah.
Alright, ARS fully charged for Schumacher, and then hopefully he can start maintaining that gap to Russell.
Charge off.
Copy.
Oh, yeah, for another fastest lap attempt. We might do that a bit later down the line. Let's see if any of these lap times even get close to it. I would never admit to doing anything like that. I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't admit to it. I'm just suggesting you might have done. I don't think I even have a way to tell, actually. I don't think it gives me the count breakdowns for this. Might be wrong. But,
Yeah.
no, doesn't seem to.
Oh, we got the fast lap. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that a little while ago. Now we're just on a sort of cool down lap, and we'll wait for Russell to gain a bit more, be a bit closer to us, and then we'll go for another one. But
Apparently, early in the 66 race, someone had the winning driver had to pit because the door wouldn't shut properly.
Yep. If I'm thinking of the right era, that might be the era where they basically had used the rear boost as an air brake at one point. No, I'm thinking of an earlier one. That's Fangio doing that, I think. .113.0 is the fastest lap currently. So we just need to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, there's another Williams in our way. And hey, 10 laps to go, although Schumacher only has to do 9 because he's been lapped. This tedious race is almost over. I mean,
Yeah.
Leclerc is a very good driver, in all truth. Unfortunately, he has made a couple of blunders himself, and Ferrari have unfortunately been Ferrari. Alright, we do not want to be held up by you too much. 3.6, yeah, 3.7, and come on, let us pass. In the tunnel, please. Thank you.
We're happy with you pushing.
Okay, let's just have a quick check on the tyre wear. We're well above curve, so we're going to go for another attempt after this.
Okay, charge on, charge on.
I mean, we could go for an attempt with Bottas, but he's on the harder tyre, so we're more likely to get this to Schumacher. And let's be fair, Schumacher deserves this.
So
Okay.
trying to pass. We're trying to pass Hamilton.
We're nowhere near Hamilton. We're 22 seconds behind
Oh,
Hamilton.
yeah. Okay.
Hamilton
Oh,
could have.
yeah.
Hamilton could have.
Wrong number.
Yeah.
I was looking at the wrong number.
Hamilton could have a pit stop, and he'd still be in front of us.
Yeah.
No, all we're doing is just going for the fastest lap again. Because why not? Also because it means that we definitely are safe to Russell after doing this. In the meantime, Bottas has closed the gap from 4.5 seconds to 4 seconds. Magnussen does not care. Okay, low laps remaining. I don't know why that's necessarily a warning that the race is almost over. As if it'd keep going. Did we not make it? 13:02. Did we not improve? Oh, that's unfortunate.
Try to do some lifting post and then focus on apex speed.
Copy.
I mean, the tires are a bit worn.
They're a little more warm, but I was still hoping we'd actually get another fast lap because we burned about 6 laps of fuel from that. Yeah, we still didn't improve from the 13:0. Doing it. Oh no, wait, 13:02. Yeah, 13:02. That's the new fastest lap. Come on.
Yeah.
That is the new fastest lap.
Nice.
Report it as such.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we did
3
gain.
minutes, 10% rain.
Oh no! With how inaccurate our weather reporting is, that means it's going to be thunderstorms in a few moments.
Think they'll pit.
Sorry? Yeah, they
Think
might.
everyone else
yeah,
will
yeah,
pit.
they'll pit for wet tyres in the last lap on Monaco, where position matters. And we can't just go 5 seconds slower than the lap limit and still hold the person behind us. Okay. 72. Oh, also, that's why Bottas caught up. We overtook an Aston Martin. I mean, Magnussen is finishing well clear of Hamilton, so, you know.
Yeah.
Alonso's also not finished well, so we're going to gain points on both Alfa Romeo and on Alpine and on Mercedes. So we're ahead of all the teams we want to be ahead of. But this was definitely our best race for a while. Unfortunately, again, the top 2 teams did not crash and burn as we hoped they might. And Mick, unfortunately, we went on a long, hard tyre run. And I guess if we hadn't have done that, we might have been better positioned. But what this has meant is we are going for fastest lap. And we're going to score as many points as Hamilton with Schumacher. So, provided, of course, nobody beats that time. And since it was a 13-0, nobody has got... Only Verstappen's in the 13s. We'll keep an eye on this. But in the meantime, we're sort of recharging Schumacher anyway, so...
Charge on.
Yeah.
So we can go for one last attempt if we really wanted to. But we might not.
%10 rain in 1 minute.
What? Oh, actually, no, I know what you're looking at. That's just the thing up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 laps.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is the strategy menu, which basically gives us the overall percentage values for
Yeah.
about things. But yeah. There could still be rain. It could still happen.
That's a 10% chance of rain, or is there going to be 10% of the usual rain?
10% of the usual amount of wetness around a harbour.
Yes.
I mean, that's probably grounds for panic.
Oh, it's only 5% rain.
Only 5% of the water that we're expecting in the harbour! No! How will we move all the boats now?
You'd think it would be 100% rain if it was gonna rain.
I would think so. But maybe not all of the rain is actually rain. Maybe some of it is just confetti.
Uh,
Or other airbound particles. That are not necessarily liquid. Or at least liquid water. Oh, Russell 5.5 behind and 5 laps of fuel remaining. We have 4 laps to go. Schumacher even only has 3 laps to go, of course, because he has been lapped, so he doesn't have to be the last one. Also, charging his battery is taking an age. We might not be able to make the attempt, you know. Nah, I think we're just going to leave it as is. Tyres overheating
3
even
laps.
now. Yep,
3 laps.
leaders are on lap 75, so technically 75, 76, 77, and 78. 4 laps.
Yeah.
But Schumacher only has to do 3. Meanwhile, let's see what Magnussen's up to. I am really bored. I mean, we had to do it. We had to slow Bottas up with Schumacher at the time, but it has basically meant that Magnussen has no interest, nothing invested for the rest of the race. Can't even really go fastest lap.
Half of me bored.
Alright, 16.1. Gap is 4.3.
And charge up.
Okay, so Schumacher might have to push a little bit to try and stay ahead of Russell.
4 laps remaining.
But I think it'll be fine. Also doing 1 less lap because, again,
Good
has
job,
been
man.
lapped,
That's good
so
pace.
Copy.
he'll be fine. I'm not going to go for another fastest lap attempt. He should have that. I don't think anyone's going to beat that based on tyre wear remaining and just the laps they're doing.
You know, the leaders could pit twice, and we still wouldn't catch it.
Yeah, so if this was proper F1, Perez would be in for soft tyres to steal that fastest lap. Which means Sainz would
Yeah.
be pitting, because Perez is now pitted. So Sainz would go for the fastest lap. Then Verstappen would pit. Leclerc would stay out because he's leading and doesn't need to risk it. But they could all do
Yeah.
that. This is what would happen in a proper F1 race. Perez would absolutely pit for the fastest lap here. And then have a pit stop blunder, which means Magnussen goes up to 4th. I wish.
No safety car. Yet.
I mean, there could be, but even if there is, that just means they basically go as is.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. In the meantime, Russell is still closing on Schumacher, but nowhere near enough. And even if he did, we'd just go, hey. And nothing would happen. The crowd seem very happy at this event. It's
Yay.
almost over! They're gonna get out of our city.
40.
Get out of our
46
principality!
degrees. 46 degrees.
That's the track temperature,
Right.
missingly, but you know.
Oh, track. Okay.
Yeah, the actual,
yeah.
the air temperature is 23.8.
Yeah, okay.
Yay! This race is almost over! We might as well watch Leclerc win it. Leclerc around the corner. Come on, crash! There have been no incidents this entire race. Nobody's even locked up.
2 laps remaining.
Copy.
Now he tells us 2 laps remaining. Just
Well-
as about it's gonna be.
Alright,
One
so
lap remaining.
Leclerc is on the last lap.
And he passes the commercial for this game.
He does. which are surprisingly everywhere. Almost as if they couldn't get the licenses for those boards. Alright, come on. Crash! We want that podium place. We need you and Verstappen to somehow come together on the last lap.
Crash into whoever is that in front of you.
Well, that'd be one. We did need a second crash.
Chain reaction.
Absolutely. Basically, everybody crashes in such a way that the race still continues and we win.
Just like cars.
Absolutely deserved from 50 seconds back. Rather, a minute back on track.
This is the final lap now.
Yeah, so that's Magnussen just going on to the final lap now. That's how far behind we are. But Charles Leclerc wins the Monaco Grand Prix. And there was much rejoicing. Largely from us because nobody beat the lap time. Michael Schumacher will have the fastest lap on his record.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
That's the first replay of any kind we've had to watch, and I'm not going to.
Action replay.
No, let's watch the replay in times 1 speed. No. Michael Schumacher across the line and earns 2 championship points. 1 for 10th, 1 for fastest lap. And meanwhile, Bottas is still trying to look at the back of Magnussen's car. And with that, this long race is over. And unless I go right the way back to the next Monaco, which will take us a long while to get there at the way we're doing it, we're not doing this again. Although maybe we will.
Good drive, mate.
No promises are made either way.
Obviously box and remember the full switch off procedure when you're
So,
stopped.
22% of you were correct, as it was a double points finish. Schumacher, unfortunately, not able to improve on these 12th initial position too much. A couple of places, though.
Who was the second person who voted double DNF?
I think
Third person, actually.
yeah, I'm fairly certain Leon did it because he started commentating after that had changed, I noticed. But, you know, he denies it, and I can't prove it was him. So, final positions here. So, Mick Schumacher gains 2 championship points. Magnussen gains 10. Means that nothing really changes. Pierre Gasly's outscored Schumacher, so actually Schumacher's lost a position in the championship standings. Constructors-wise, we remain in 6th, but we are closer to Alfa Romeo and Alpine. And that was up. It's only downhill from here, unfortunately. Only downhill from here.
What, we don't get extra points for watching it all at 1 speed?
No. No. That was a complete waste of all of our time. And, of course, a complete waste of all of your time if you were watching this. And if you watched the whole thing, congrats on you. But also, you're mad. Also, we finished our research.
And if you go back and rewatch it...
You can find out all the strategy mistakes that we made. Basically, we had 2 decisions to make all race. You can determine what we made that was wrong. But ultimately, we got past Bottas. We stayed ahead of Bottas, which is the only real thing we had on Magnussen's side. And we got Schumacher up 2 positions, so it wasn't all that bad. I would never deny
Send us all your complaints to Postbox. Cut the stream.
Indeed. I don't have a postbox anyway, so, you know. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna leave things as they are for the moment because, again, I actually haven't had lunch. That's the main reason why I'm gonna do this now. But yeah, next time with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, probably in the week. We'll see how it goes. But that one will be at double speed, and you will thank me for that now. Oh goodness knows if Porsche's returning to F1. Apparently they were planning on doing some kind of deal with Red Bull, either buying them out or whatever else, but that seems to have fallen through. Honestly, I have no idea if Porsche's coming back into F1 or not. Audi apparently are, which is weird. But hey. Anyway, I will catch you all later. I am ending the stream here. To double speed racing next time.